3, trying to catch my breath. I'm sweating my ass off. Just finished painting the ceiling. Not sure what kind of paint Mom got, but this stuff is pretty cool. It looks like a light purple now, and it is already starting to dry. I've got one coat on, and I may not need a second coat. Just careful, kiddo. This guy's helping me. Oh, I got a blob there I gotta fix. This guy's helping me by painting some of the trim while I was getting the ceiling done.
I love painting because then I can get messy.
This ceiling I've already painted, and it's already dry because it's turned white. Well, there's a couple of spots it looks like it hasn't yet. Right there, you can see the difference. So, it starts out purple, and then dries white, which is pretty nifty.
Oh, so mine just stays dry?
Yeah, yours just stays white. So, work in progress. You can see my messiness across the top of the wall, but I haven't painted the walls yet, so I wasn't really altogether all that concerned about it. And Sky, I think she's intentionally being messy, but I already told her I don't want to hear her complaining about getting paint on our dress. But, alright, that's the progress so far. I got the first coat of paint on the trim. Sky started it, but she got bored with it pretty quickly. I was kind of expecting that, but I've got the first coat. You can see how right there it's all still kind of shiny. It's because she was doing it a little thicker than she probably should have, but she was helping, and I was certainly not going to complain. But I've got the first round of trim done around the window. Colors on the walls make it look really dark in here when it isn't. I've got the trim around the floor. Basically one coat on everything. I've got the window open so that it doesn't get painted shut. The trim there and the trim there. And honestly, I hate painting wood. I am just, I love wood. I love the way it looks. I love the warmth of it. The warmth it brings to a room, like a homey feel. I guess I'm weird, but yeah, when we started painting the other rooms and Mom had me paint the trim white, I wanted to cry because it's such a pretty color. But it's not in the best shape in areas, so I can understand painting it is a lot easier, because if we had to replace all of it, it would be not a fun job. But I got it all painted, and like I said, I am not a neat painter by any means, and because I always try to do the walls last, I don't try to be neat with this stuff, because I'm just going to paint over it with the wall paint, and it's easier for me to put painter's tape on, say, the window trim than it is for me to put painter's tape all over the walls, remove it, then put more painter's tape all over the windows and the trim and everything else. It just seems like too much work for me. But I got paint all over my shirt, and I look like a hot mess, and then I'm sweating my butt off right now. But I got the first coat of paint done. It's kind of rough in spots. I found this trim is not the easiest to paint, and if you go over it when the paint is still wet, like if you missed a spot and you go back over it, you can streak the paint really bad or even pull it off. So I know it's looking kind of splotchy in places, and like right here, I'll try to get you. You can see the difference in the coloring, at least I can in my view, and it's because this window has probably never been painted, and it's soaking up the paint like mad crazy. So it has a funky look to it because some spots are soaking up the paint and some are not. But again, this is just the first coat. So I've got the ceiling painted, and I've got the first coat of paint on the trim. And honestly, the reason I think Sky stopped was because she found more cobwebs behind the door and she didn't want to deal with it. But I did all of the trim here. Again, it's spotty. And around in here and the floor, I basically, Sky started here at the door and did about half the door, and then she did part of this closet trim, and then I just finished and continued on from where she was. But yeah, for some reason there's even some trim on the inside of this closet, but not at the top, just on the sides. Yep, but there's the progress so far. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do another coat on the trim today or if I'm going to wait till tomorrow, simply because my hands are killing me. Oh man, I think I'm going to have to do another coat of the ceiling, or at least this section of it. I'll have to check it back later. I can't tell if it's just shadows or if I can see my paint strokes. I think it's my paint strokes. Damn. Ceiling painting is hard for me since I have a pinched nerve in my neck, but I won't even pretend I wasn't trying to half-ass it. Because it was. I hate painting ceilings, but I'm one of the taller people in the family, so it seems like I always get stuck with it. Yeah, I can see a couple spots over there too that'll need to be touched up, but the majority of it looks fine. I just happened to catch it just the right angle, I guess. But there's that so far. If I get anything else done today, I will show you. All right. See you later.